them. We've learned to kind of adjust and to take a step in a different direction. And so that's when we came up with, well, you know what, we're going to go our own way and self distribute. We know, again, bringing it back to, if you believe in something, stick to it, because, it will come through. It will show with whatever it is. And, that the best thing you can do is believe in the project and believe in yourself. And again, we'll see what happens, but we are excited to bring this out to the community. And I really do believe that this is going to touch the heart of millions. I really do.
Yes,
I think this
absolutely.
is I think this is
Yep.
a important I mean, it's an important of enough message, and people are just searching for truth. And so, in our documentary, we are exposing definitely some major things in regards to our own government, in regards to even some of these crypto projects, or just it's interesting because I think so many people don't know what truly is going on. And another part of when we first started was, we're going to do this project because we want to awaken people. We want to tell the truth, and hopefully people connect, and can make a decision for themselves. We really, knowledge is power. So we're hoping with this knowledge, people can become financially free and independent. So yeah.
Given the subject matter, knowing what I know from other people that have unveiled or dug a little too deep,
Right.
when it comes into the corruption, the government corruption, people doing nefarious things outside of government, like the hidden figure type thing,
Right.
um, makes this somewhat dangerous.
Yes.
I would say. Have you faced any type of challenges, or roadblocks, or I don't want to say threats, but um, people that are strongly urging you not to do this film, not to create this film?
I would say yes. We have faced, several individuals or groups that just want to see just the normal haters that want to see it fail. But then also, even within my own family members, or friends, or just even some other people outside of the normal haters saying,
I'm sorry.
Are you sure you want to uncover this? And are you worried at all? And I mean, I'll be honest, there were times with, especially after, interviewing Stephen Narioff, whistleblower, and then talking to a few other individuals who have really helped connect with receipts, the corruption and such. There were times that I even became a little paranoid, like,
Yeah.
are my phones
Maybe I shouldn't
tapped,
do it.
or you know,
Honey,
um,
bring the mace. No, no, the big mace. Bring the big can. Yeah, yeah,
Do
yeah.
we
Bring the
have
big
a
can of mace.
bat by the bed?
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Because it is very much, I mean, these are some powerful
Yep,
entities and individuals that
yep.
we are, connecting to a lot of corruption. And so, I'll name, I mean, it's the Eutherium Mafia group. There's that. There's the JP Morgans of the world, JP Morgan. I will say in our film, it is Eutherium Mafia group, JP Morgan, Jay Clayton, Bill Hinman, Joseph Lubin, Vitalik. There are, several things we are uncovering about them that it is going to be a bombshell for a lot of people. And I'm thinking actually maybe some people will first rent it, but they may have to buy the film because it's going to be a lot to process.
You're gonna wanna
Even,
watch it a couple of times.
yes, because even we ourselves in these last 9 months, we've had time, we're the ones creating the film and getting the information. But I mean, there have been times that Chris and we just needed to sit down and be like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to process this. How is this? What?
You
Like,
did one of these. There you
ex-
go. What's
I
wrong?
mean,
exactly.
I
I
need to
re
just bring it down a little bit.
Just
I
like,
I remember
yeah.
I remember researching things and, like, stumbling upon something and going, looking like, oh, I don't know if I really want to know this. Like, this is kind
Right.
of like,
Right.
ooh, you know. So I can only imagine the things that you've stumbled on, and your guys are bringing receipts too. You're
Yes.
not. This is not just some crazy
They're not
conspiracy
speculations.
theory.
No.
This is you're going to be bringing the facts. Atlantic Living says, Maya, can you please consider adding a Canadian viewing? Vancouver is the birthplace of Ripple. It's important. It is where Chris and colleagues purchased the technology from. Good to honor Canada.
Actually, thank you for bringing that up because we do, in the new year, sometime next year, March, April, we are planning on going. We're gonna try and make this an international screening. So we do want to go to Canada, Europe, Asia. Those are the main markets that
Wow.
really are into XRP.
Yeah.
If we can sell the rights, we do have someone, a lawyer and a self distribution company we're working with that could possibly help us sell the rights to international countries for this movie, for this documentary. So it will be coming. Plus, if you're not able to make it to the premieres, starting November 21st, we will have the film on Fruition Productions website that you can purchase the film for $15 on the
Nice.
website starting November
Nice.
21st. And so you can always watch it online. Later, we will be, or on X, we'll have a subscription wall as well. So either the website or X.
Yep.
But then we will also be bringing it out, in early January, February to Apple, Amazon, iTunes, Google Play, and all
Oh,
of that.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was just having a thought here. Um, was it XRP Cafe that we
Yeah.
met in? Yeah, he does NFTs. Could you do the film and make it a full on NFT and it could be there in the wallet and boom, you got it forever?
I've definitely had people suggest that. I personally do
Oh,
not know
cool.
how to do NFTs. I never got into that. But
Oh,
I'm sure we could ask, I'm sure
I'm sure
some
there's a
people
few
in the
people in the
industry.
chat that would know, but yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I'll work on that actually. I'm gonna put that down.
Yeah,
That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
One.
we've had people suggest that. It's just
Yeah.
right now we're just so stressed with just getting the film
No,
done and
just
getting
trying to
it
get
out
it
on the
out. No, I
site.
get it. I
But
get it.
maybe
Yeah.
later on we will definitely create an NFT for it. Yeah.
One thing
Awesome.
that I don't know that we touched on. We have
Yeah.
571 people watching. Thank you guys for coming. We appreciate you. Please like, share, and subscribe. One thing I don't think we really touched on is the fact that you you guys self-funded this movie.
We
You
did. This
this
is
is
all
this
self-funded.
is not you did not get
Yes.
a bunch of investors and people paying you guys, this is all out of your pocket,
Yes.
which is, I mean, I can only imagine.
We've had to let go of some precious XRP for this. So which is hard to part with, but we are we're hoping that the project it really, I mean, ultimately we understand and we really feel like this is important. We really wanted to get it out to the community. We wanted to share the knowledge, and hopefully we can make some of the money back. If not, that's okay. But I just know that it just was too important of a message and story to be told. So yes, it is self-funded. We've done everything on our own, and maybe it was a good thing that we didn't go with Hollywood because we would honestly lose a lot of creative rights, of how to tell the story, of when to put it out, all of that stuff, as well as these movie industries are pretty greedy. I mean,
They
even honestly, putting it on Apple and Amazon, they take 50% of the profits.
Woo!
what
50% for
They
what?
shut the
do. They
front door.
do.
Holy
So,
smokes.
so we are
That's
trying
a
to
lot.
put it on X and our Fruition Productions page sooner and earlier, and we're trying to direct more traffic towards them because then they take less than 50%. It's probably only like 5 or 10, which is still,
That's,
but at least it's less. And
yeah.
so we would appreciate driving the traffic more towards the website and X, because I just, the greed of, oh, but you didn't take the risk, you didn't put the money in. It's just
Well, the
crazy that
time.
they take 50%. So, but
Yeah.
that's just kind of, that, and that is why I think the old system is dying. I think the greed, just how hard it is for creative projects to get out there, right? People don't realize just how much time it takes to put into this film, as well as just I mean, we're having to hire lawyers, and we're having to
Mm,
definitely get licensed, and I mean,
it's
there's a lot
expensive.
there's a lot to it, where so we don't get sued, we're gonna have to have lawyers give us a contract, we're gonna have to do all this stuff. So like, it's a lot that I don't think people realize. And so,
No.
yeah, yeah,
I
it's
mean, people can sit from their side chairs and talk smack.
right.
But until, like, even, this show, this is a little bitty doodad that we do. It costs money and time and energy and everything. Not even
A
close to
doodad.
creating a
We
film.
got a
You know,
doodad.
we got a little doodad
We
show.
got a little
Right.
doodad here. It's
But
shiny and
it
expensive.
it is funny because there's a lot of folks out there that they're armchair critiquers and whatnot, and what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and we
Right.
don't agree with it. Whatever, doesn't like do it yourself. Try to do it. It's hard.
Right.
So I mean, I have mad respect for you guys. I mean, you're living your life. You had cancer and you're
Right.
doing this, right? You're
Yeah.
you're pushing forward. And yeah, I'm so darn proud of you guys for taking the bull by the horns, for listening to your inner self and deciding that you're going to go forward and believing in yourself enough. And it's because of that belief and the feeling that you give people that made them want to do it. Uncle Buster says you're going to get
Thank
it back
you.
and more for your efforts. Amen, Uncle
Oh,
Buster.
thank you so
I want
much.
to say shout out to Optimistic Prime. Our good friend is here.
Optimistic.
We
God,
love you,
hello.
girl.
Thanks, babe.
K Buddy is here. Kristen Dack is here. Hello, my friend Kristen. I hope you're well. Stone. Thank you guys for coming out. 2112. I think Crypto is here. And
Uh,
Drops Family Gardens here. I don't know who that is, but we appreciate you coming to the show. Um,
uh, Melissa, can I go over the premieres?
yes,
Would that
Yeah.
be
absolutely.
okay?
Yeah,
Yes.
do it.
Okay. Okay. I wanted to just make sure everyone knows that we are having a set of premieres. They will be in 7 different locations. We have So we have LA on November 19th. I mean, all of this, if you wanted to go to Fruition Films on X, all the information is there. But I'm happy to say LA is on November 19th. We have Scottsdale on November 12th, Houston on November 13th, Atlanta on November 14th, DC on November 15th, and November 16th is New York, and then Boston is November 17th, and that's going to be with John Deaton. We have a set of influencers, reporters. We've talked to CoinDesk, they're coming to the Houston location. We possibly have James O'Keefe and Steven coming to New York.
What?
Yes, yes, and we're possibly working, fingers crossed, on even if we can get a tweet from Tucker Carlson, that would be great.
That'd be amazing.
So,
It would be
but
amazing.
we and Bit Boy is coming to Atlanta with several other of his influencer
Cool.
friends. So yeah, we've kind of just reached out to a few people, and there will be influencers there. We'll have a Q&A after the show. Before it, you can socialize for about 30-40 minutes before the show, have drinks, get your popcorn. But we would love for anyone, if you guys can come travel, come to any of those locations or cities. We would love to have you at the premieres. And tickets will go on sale tomorrow, by the way, on Fruition Productions website. So Chris is going to be making an announcement on Fruition Films on X, and
Okay.
and he's going to make the announcement about the ticket sales. And so it will be on Fruition Productions website tomorrow for each of
Yes.
the cities and everything.
I
Yeah.
just posted at fruitionproductions.com is your website,
Yes, yes. And
correct?
to be honest, there aren't that many seats. Some of them only have like 96 seats, other ones have 150. So
Oh boy.
we will let you know kind of what the seat availability is, how many tickets we have left for whatever location it is. And we ask you guys to come get the tickets as soon as you can. We don't know if it's going to sell out fast or not. So um yeah.
Are you guys going to be
Yes.
at each showing? You the filmmakers are going to be at each showing, and then
Yeah.
different I hate the word influencers, different content creators. I'll
Yes.
call them that.
Content. I like that better. Yeah.
Different
Yeah.
different content creators and some folks
Yes.
that actually appear in the film are going to be at different
Yes.
locations, the
Some of
ones that they
the
can attend.
cast members will be there in different locations like
Oh,
DAI, Digital Perspective, Patrick L. Riley, Greg,
Greg.
Jimmy Valley, Molly, Jake Clavers,
What about
Black
Lewis?
Swan
Lewis
Capitalist.
Lewis Jackson?
I will if he wants to come
He's
from.
so far away.
He's
Yeah, he's
pretty
so far.
far. I
He
know
is.
Jake Clavers is coming, Black Swan Capitalist. So
How
yeah, several of
fun.
these people are coming to the premieres to different locations and such. And we're also for LA, we're bringing those. What's interesting is a few of those Hollywood executives, wow, how interesting, months later, reached back out to us because now they're starting to even see it on their social channels on X and stuff. And so we
Yep.
are going to invite some of those individuals as well, publicists, just people who can, talk about the film. And, we would love to get a bunch of people to just take pictures, reaction videos, whatever you guys can to post. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to
Right
be a
on.
chain reaction, I really think. It's going to be a chain reaction once more people realize it's for some folks that think they know everything and they know what it's going to be about
Right.
specifically. I think they're going to be very surprised at the end result of what the film actually
Yes. We
is.
have some
Um,
major bombshells,
yeah,
major things
I
that
mean,
will be.
like I know, and I know you do, and I'm just so excited to learn, what's gonna come out of this. I know we have you for 6 minutes. We have 6 minutes left,
We're gonna
so
get you for the whole hour.
Yeah.
I want to do some little tantalizing things for folks.
Yes.
For those, are there any surprising findings from your research in for filming this that people might be interested that they didn't know that they should know? Are there things like that that are going to kind of pop up in this film?
Oh, most definitely. Yes. And like we were saying earlier, we have the receipts, emails, text messages, everything that connects this corruption. I can't say anymore. I just know that people are going to be very shocked when they see the story, why has Ripple been held back so long? What was the reasoning for the lawsuit? A lot of this is connected to, why is Ripple being held back? And it's just so blatant and obvious. And we definitely have the receipts and we have the story to tell. So we're excited to share it with the community. We hope we can see you guys at the premieres. If not, please watch it online. And it just I can't say anymore. I just know Chris is brilliant with it. Really is going to connect with the everyday person. I know people just want to know the truth. They want to know, why is there inflation? Where is our monetary system going? It explains all of that. BRICS nations. It talks about the US
Oh,
dollar, all this other stuff that kind of connects everything together. But um Chris, the story, he's a visionary and he knows how to tell the story really well. So we're
Cool.
excited to share with
oh.
everyone and hope to see
Cool.
everyone there.
I'm
Awesome.
so excited. Maya, where can people find you? I saw people posting. I apologize to all the chat is just on fire. There's so many things. I've never had this many people where
No,
I
that's
can't
okay.
even kind of catch up with what they're saying. But someone did say, is there a way that I can follow Maya on X? What is the best way, or do you want them to follow the Fruition
Ye-
Productions account?
if you could follow the Fruition Films on X, so I did have an XRP Queen account on X, and I was talking about the uncovering a little bit of this corruption in the movie and the film. And I have been banned by so many different platforms because of all this stuff. I've been banned from YouTube and X and all this stuff. So this is why I had to reach out to you, World Free, from a different account because I just
Yeah.
made it. It doesn't have that many people. It's a random thing. It's not my XRP account, but I would say Fruition Films on X. Maybe on
Wow.
TikTok, also Fruition Productions on TikTok for Chris,
Okay.
and XRP Queen on TikTok. You can see me there. I do have that one. It
Oh,
was
good.
suspended for a while, but now I got it back. Same thing.
Yeah, you know you're over the
Uh,
target when everything goes dark in your world.
Yes. Yep. So yeah, Fruition Films on X, and then Fruition Productions is where the film will be located, as well as X through a paywall subscription wall. We're planning on. We really want to make this into a Fruition kind of network where we will have more content. Coming up in the upcoming year. Oh yeah, I want to let you know we do
Yeah.
have another film coming, a sequel called Money Disrupted, and this will be more of kind of a broader viewpoint of the Federal Reserve, Rothschilds. We're going
Mm.
into all of that, Jekyll Island, everything like that. So that will
Oh,
be coming out
oh,
next year, like next year
oh,
around June or July.
cool.
Um,
Oh, that's so
yes.
cool.
So
Oh,
we,
Hit me
it's
up if you need any interns. I'm just
yeah,
saying. Let
yeah,
me know if
nuts.
you need
Hey,
them.
just all here, read this book.
I used to be
Becoming
okay.
an
your own.
actress. I'm
Okay, just
just
read this
saying.
book. Becoming your own banker. R. Nelson Nash. Read the book. Read the book. Read the book. It'll go
Yes.
right in line with that, with everything you guys are connecting the dots on your second film there. So yeah,
Yeah,
read that.
exactly.
Check that
So
out.
so anyone who, adds us on Fruition Films on X, we are going to continue to produce content. We want to make this a network thing. We want to talk about different communities as well. So we have Money Disrupted. We also want to do little 15-minute shorts of different communities. So I'd love to reach
Cool.
out to you guys.
Yeah,
Just on
please
like,
do.
Coach JV's community,
Love
Patrick
Coach.
O'Reilly's community, all this stuff, right? Like we want to do little clips of short films of communities as well as Money Disrupted. We do have an AI companion movie in the works as well. So
Cool.
which is talking about like kind of the old folk and AIs, right? How's that going to
Mhm.
work? And like children as well. Children and AI companions. So yeah, we're planning on making this a network where people can subscribe to us, and we'll produce a bunch of content of different stories out there, in regards to AI. And Chris is also making a video game as well. So it's called Astro Commander. Um, so
Yes.
yeah,
Busy man.
Fired. I mean, just the name
yep.
Astro Commander.
Astro Commander. Exactly. So it's going to be a platform with
I
many
love that.
different
I
things.
I
can't
love
Yep.
it.
wait to meet Chris one of these days. I
Oh,
mean, he sounds
Yeah,
oh
like
he's
goodness.
great.
he's working his ass off. It
He
sounds
is
like is
he
what
is
you're saying.
all over. Yes, yes. I'm just
I
like,
am
woo,
the Astro
I'm the
Commando.
one that takes the breaks, he keeps
Right.
going. But yeah.
Well, tell
So
him we said
anyways.
hello and thank
Okay.
you for his hard work on that. And we sure do appreciate you coming to the Dipito
Well,
show,
thank you
Maya.
so
Yeah, we
And
really
much.
do.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Very
we're gonna
much.
nice
touch
meeting you
base
guys again.
after because I got like more stuff to talk. But
Yeah.
when we have time to catch up, we will. But
Okay.
thank you so much, Simon. Do you have any last words for Maya? Because I know she's gotta hop off.
Keep kicking ass and taking names. We got your
All
back.
right. Thank you. Thank you. And
Yeah.
tell Meta Man or Mr. Man hello. I just met him. So
Yeah.
uh
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
will.
That's man. If there was a way that y'all could get him on film, if he would agree to it, even though I know he's
Fire.
in the green room right now, that
Absolute
would
fire.
be That'd be fire.
Hey,
Cypress too.
bring.
Yeah.
Can you bring up Mr.
I
Man?
can. Can we bring
I
him
would like
in?
to meet him.
Sure, yeah,
I
sure.
would.
Mr.
Okay.
Man, Mr. Man,
Hey.
Mr. Man, we're about to bring you on.
What's
there,
up,
brother.
Mr.
There you
Man?
are. Look at you. What's good? You're on mute, brother. You're on mute. There you go.
How you doing, Maya? It's a pleasure to meet you
Hey, I
finally.
wanted to meet you. I wanted to meet you. Want to say thank you so much
Yeah,
for responding back to us, and we're excited to have you in Houston.
not a problem. It was an honor. When I got that message, I was very excited. I showed my wife. I was like, check this out. They reached out, and I've been following this for a bit now.
Well, thank you. Really, thank you so much. And yeah, we're so excited. The film is going to be epic. We're excited. Excited.
Yeah,
So
cool.
He's making me want to go to Houston
Absolutely.
now. Now that I
Looking
know he's
forward to
going
getting
to
meeting you
ready to
guys
spend
very
yeah.
about
soon.
$300 real quick. I'll sleep on the ground.
Hey.
I'm just saying.
Come on.
Well,
Cool.
thank
Well,
you again for having me. Really appreciate it. And Mr. Man, nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you. And I'll talk to you more, I'm sure. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome,
have a
Maya. Take
wonderful
care and
rest of
thanks
your
again.
day.
All
Thank
right,
you
Yeah.
thank
for
you,
your
Will, too.
time.
Appreciate it.
And the
Okay.
rest of you, don't go anywhere. We'll see you later, Maya. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Man, how are you
Mr.
doing?
Man.
I'm doing good. I'm getting over something. I'm not sure what it is. I typically don't get sick ever. I haven't been sick in 10 years.
You
Oh,
bought
And
boy.
on
Bitcoin,
my
didn't
trip
you?
down back home to see what's that?
I said you bought Bitcoin, didn't you?
Come on now.
Play.
So yeah,
I swim in
no.
all.
When I went
I don't judge at
down
all.
home, something was different. I can tell. Like it's still not a. I don't view it as a cold. I remember what those feel like from when I was younger, but
Right.
this is different. It hit different, and I've been
Yeah.
following and putting pieces together with like different potential black swans that exist, and did I catch something? I'm not sure. So we'll see where life leads.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, we're glad
For
you
those
are
of
good
you
enough to be here with us tonight.
For those of you who don't know, Mr. Man's a good friend of ours. He is a mad researcher
Mad.
that dives deeper than I do on the subject of cryptocurrency and the digital asset space and blockchain and where we're going. He's connecting
Regulation.
those dots. He's making moves. He's making major moves. But I love his intros on. And tonight he said he was coming by to talk to us a little bit about what he's learning about tokenized real estate and the type of opportunities that are out there. There's so many things happening that a lot of people aren't giving attention to, but you are, aren't you, Mr. Man?
Absolutely. I wanted to do my best to keep my eyes and ears open to what's going on. And I honestly, I love thrusting and putting myself out there in the forefront to learn about these things. I'm okay with making and losing money to figure out what is good and then tell the people about it, and help them in any way I could potentially can.
I mean, we're
And you
kind of,
do.
and
You do it.
I will say this, Simon. Some of my girlfriends earlier were saying, and we have to do better about this. Our channel, this is for informational purposes only. We're not selling anything. Nobody is paying us to do this show.
God, I
XRP
wish.
Unleashed did not pay us. We have no side agreements or whatever. We are just trying to learn together. Those of you that follow this channel know that we are learning and growing and we're trying to lift each other up. And so, you have to do your own research and don't do what we say. Do your own research, but we're just trying to give you a little leg up and point you in the direction and take the blindfold off and then go have at it. So I'm going to type something up and put an official disclaimer in all of our shows, but I just wanted to let everybody know. Hey,
Everything you hear is for educational and for entertainment purposes only. Even though my name is Simon Says, that does not apply to I'm giving you a directive to go and do the thing. However, as a homie in the crypto space, I would strongly recommend that you get at your keyboard, whether that's on the phone, on the tablet, or old school keyboard, and do a little research, a little bit of work, and then you'll figure out what's going down.
Or
With
just
that
having a
being
little
said,
cooler chat, like Toastman said. Huh?
yeah, exactly. We just sitting by the cooler, the barbecue going. Is it? That'd be great. I'd love some chicken. I really would. Kind of got a craving for it right now. Don't know why.
Disclaimer, this is not financial advice and participants are not fiduciaries. Thank you, Drops Family Garden. I like it. I might
right,
steal that
Drops.
for later. Huh?
Yeah, drop. Yeah, can we like screenshot that and then just pop it up on the screen? That'd be great. So, Mr. Man, I was gonna say you do probably one of the best jobs that I've seen from my perspective of letting this community know, your community and other communities, about all these opportunities and all these advantages that are coming to us, right? And you really, man, I mean, you are a trailblazer, bro. You real talk, you a trailblazer, straight up trailblazer. And when you shared this topic with me and a site that I do have it up on screen here, and I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit. It really intrigued me, especially myself wanting to be invest into real estate, but it just takes so much liquidity. Of course, homework, right? I mean, that's inevitable. But this seems like this is cutting this in half. Some of the liquidity in half, right? Small money could probably participate with this at some level. You still are going to have to do your research, but the risk reward seems to be a little bit more balanced out. When you're investing in real estate, you're putting, you got a lot of risk there. So would you please go into how you came across this tokenizing real estate rentals specifically?
It was about a year ago during research, learning about Algorand, and I came across this company, Lofty.ai.
Okay.
And I started to learn about them, started watching some YouTube videos, learning about who the devs are. And essentially what it is, it's tokenized real estate. Individuals can now list their own home on there as well. And there's also listings through the company itself. And the way they have it structured, you go through it like you would go through your regular MLS listing, like realtor.ca for Canada, realtor.com, and you just go through it. And they are working on getting filters in there. And this is something I had asked them to do because they have their stuff just as you scroll down. It's kind of like a scroll feed on Facebook or on X, just kind of scroll and wherever you get.
Right.
So for myself, I only want to find specific or certain types of properties itself. I'm not into single family real estate to purchase that. I find the risk to reward is too low for that. So I like multifamily real estate. And I had to continuously scroll until I couldn't find what I was looking for. So I asked them to do that. Essentially, Lofty had reached out to me and said, "Hey, Mr. Man, we would like you to try our platform. And, we will help you get started with this." So they reached out to me, helped me got started with it. They provided the funding for me to actually purchase real estate to start off with.
That's cool.
So going through the platform,
to kind of be a beta tester for them. Is that the idea? Like kind
not
of
a beta tester, like it's been up and running now for a few years. I think what they're trying to do now, from the way I see it, is get the word out there now, and I do have a small following now, and if something's working to my favor, I will likely talk about it as I'm doing right now. I'll post about it. I'll show.
But they paid you though, right? To try it out. They gave you some money to work with so that you could try it out.
Yeah.
Is that
So
right?
I could try it out. It's not like it was a big amount. It was legit the minimum investment to actually get in. So on Lofty itself, the minimum investment required is $50 to start with, and the way it operates. It operates like DeFi, legitimate, just like DeFi. So for all you guys who are in DeFi, guys and females who are in DeFi, it is legit, just like that. You earn whatever the APY is on this. APR is different than APY. APR is something like when you purchase a vehicle and you owe fees to somebody else. APY is when you accrue fees for yourself.
That's
So
awesome.
with this right now, the property I'm in, I'm earning at 33.09% annually. And on a
Oh,
daily, I think it was 0.13% for what I have invested now, because I've added more money and I like how it operated. But so yeah, I actually have an interview with Jerry Chu tomorrow, who is the CEO of Lofty.
Really?
oh, y'all check
What?
that out. You got to check that out. We'll have to drop your channel
I got
up in the chat here.
questions.
That's oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Well, hold on before you get to that. I like the math. So so just to reiterate, man, because I love the DeFi space. You know this. It's known. So you're getting 1% per day?
This is 0.13% per day.
0.13. Okay. So almost a
Yeah,
quarter percent, almost a quarter
yeah.
percent per day on your
Yeah.
small investment, dude. I'm liking that, man, because you could scale that out and just go, cool. This is when I got my principal, and now I can go
You,
put it into something else.
you
I'm
could,
just gonna
and that
I, I'm just gonna ask the elephant in the room though, before we get into how much money you can make and all that stuff. I was gonna ask the elephant in the room. How do you tell if these properties are legit, like you're legitly investing in property? Because how many of us know, whether it's Craigslist or any of these other sites where they like sell houses and they're not really theirs and all that kind of crap. How do you tell the investments that you're looking at are vetted? Is there a vetting process that they go through there on Lofty?
so before I make any purchases, and again, it's a fractionalized purchase, and because it's real estate and actual security itself, you get information on this. So I was provided with the purchase of the property from my standpoint as an investor, and I could see what the actual purchase of the property was for the individuals who purchased that property. I know who the tenants are. I see the tenant lease. I know what they pay. I know like the entire rent roll of the property itself. I know what utilities cost, property tax cost. I see all those contracts in front of me before I decide to make an investment. I can throw that into my Excel calculator I created and see what the return on investment is immediately,
Yeah.
even though they tell you what your monthly ROI is and what your annual ROI is too. And from there, you can just break it down into your daily if you want, or second, whatever it is.
Dope.
Wow.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah, it's
Very
pretty sweet.
interesting.
Man, I love you. Man, I love it. I'll give you a big hug,
Huh?
man. That's fire.
I mean, you're the kind of person that you want investigating these type of projects,
Mhm.
that these new opportunities that are out there. And generally, I would say, now I haven't looked into it at all, and so I'll just tell our diptoers, we're just talking with Mr. Man. He has done a lot more research on which is why we brought him on to kind of tell us what he's learned. But generally, things like this, we don't get these opportunities, right? As we're learning, um, there's all these new things that are happening that we're actually getting able to dip our toe into that we might not have never known about. And so, you proceed with caution, but it sure does help to have folks like you, Mr. Man, who are actively engaging in these things, and you're kind of like researching these things out ahead for us, because you're much further ahead in all of this than many of us are. And so far, you're liking what you see.
I do like what I see. I like the platform. I do find it fairly simple to use. I do find it a bit on my phone. It's not as stable as I would like it to be. It's fairly like it's user friendly for sure. But
Okay.
there are some. I'm still not 100% with it though.
Sure.
So that's why I want to interview the CEO. There's things I want to learn about him, things I want to learn about the company. I want to learn about the direction they're going. And one of the big things I haven't seen yet, and I would assume they would be implementing this. And this is one of the questions I want to ask him: is when or can I initially or can I get beneficiaries on this? Should I pass away? Who now controls this account of mine? There was no beneficiaries on that for me to set up. So this is an investment. There should be something, somebody else should be able to tap into this. But I imagine that'll come through when insurance and other things at that point begin to build out in this as well, and standards are created on the blockchain for those sectors.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking at the website.
Right here?
Our mission is to make it as easy as possible for anyone in the world to diversify into real estate investing. They've got featured in publications in NBC, Business Insider, Forbes, Yahoo Finance, the NASDAQ, Hacker Noon, Cointelegraph, Investor Palace, or Place, and TechCrunch. So this is no like unless they're lying, which I doubt that they are. But they're not something that's just pretending to do something. It doesn't appear. What does Kristen say? Kristen Deck is also a friend. I don't know if you know her, Mr. Man, but she's on X. She's also in real estate. She says everything she's seen from Lofty has been good. I think they've gotten it right. Well, that's good. Thank you for letting us know that, Kristen. So there's another vote of confidence in this fractional real estate marketplace.
Absolutely.
So
There are other platforms too. I see my guy Boomer Bill there. He asked a good question. Is this similar to Proppy? It is similar to Proppy. Very, very similar. The platform itself operates a bit different, but the structure of it and the flow of this and how they tap into DeFi is pretty much the same. Different platform in terms of how they execute it, though.
That's cool. That's cool.
I think Proppy was one that I learned about a couple of years ago, and my daughter-in-law happens to be in real estate, and I was telling her you'd be real smart to start learning about these things now before they bust out, and because she hadn't heard anything about it, and I'm like, you want to impress your people around you, start helping teach them about what's going to happen to the real estate space. And you're gonna give yourself a big leg up, in my opinion, when it comes to this.
Cool fact about Proppy. I think it was a month ago. Grant Cardone had a listing. I believe it was for $46 million property.
Really? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Wow.
Holy
I don't know if
smokes.
it's sold. I don't know the result of that, but I do recall when that came out, it got me pretty excited for Proppy.
Of course, of course, why not? It's like, oh my gosh, here is a very well known big player in the real estate game.
Oh yeah. When I saw that, no word of a lie, I FOMO'd in. I got me some Proppy.
my man. You're like, oh, Grant's in. I'm in. Why? Grant's in. It's Grant. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's Grant. What are you gonna do? Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna stand here and lose out. Grant's in the game. I'm in the game.
Yeah, I'm saying, right? Make the moves that
cool.
the big guys are moving. You can't go wrong, man.
Yeah, no. You just got to make sure you watch if they're going for the door or their assistants. Either one. It's not, you know. Oh no, I'm out. Why? He just left. He went to the bathroom. Don't care. He left. I'm out. So
night, XRP slave.
Oh, good night, slave. So, Mr. Man, how does this work in the sense of just as the end user here? So, if I wanted to do this, aside from creating an account, I assume, how does this work out?
So, the way I fund it, you could fund it directly from your credit card or your debit card. But the way I have it set up. I have a Algo wallet, which is an Algorand wallet itself. I have some Algo in there that I can use to play with. Again, not my big bag, a separate bag completely, because my big bag stays untouched, and I want my addresses as little to be on the blockchain for the big bag, you know.
Right.
So I keep a bit of Algo in there, and I use that and USDC to send over to the platform itself. I haven't been able to figure out where I can tap into Algo on the platform, but USDC is what I use to purchase the properties itself.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's still some things. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say there's still some things I need to figure out. I've spent a fair bit of time on the platform, not enough time to figure out everything still. And there's still some
Sure.
sections I haven't played around with yet, which is like the DeFi in the DeFi, because you can like
Right.
you can flip the properties and trade the properties, and you can see the market value of the property drop and go up and begin to flip them within the DeFi protocol itself. So there's still some things like that I haven't played out with.
Wow. So you can essentially swing trade in the DeFi.
Yeah,
Yeah, it says
Hmm.
yeah.
that
Interesting.
staking too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So you when you so we're actually buying property, right? Because it's fractionalized, but we are essentially buying property. So since you've done this, is there anything in there that says, hey, you're responsible for maintenance on the property? Or since you're an owner now, are you no?
No, I
Are
don't look
you
after any of that stuff.
responsible, or are you included on some type of voting right for maybe current tenant, new tenant, direction of the property or something like that?
I can definitely provide direction. One of the things that was privy to me upon becoming an owner of that, I'm allotted or I'm put into the Discord group itself. So now I have a
Okay.
say with all the investors within that group, as well as Lofty and
Oh,
the owner of the property itself. So we can chat, as we need to really.
Okay,
so
cool.
so wait a minute. So each property that you invest in, you actually you'll have a special group for just that property.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's cool. That's really
That's
So
neat.
you can, yeah, you have some voting rights. You can chat with the other investors in the same property. You can it's nice. It's real nice. I
That's
did
cool.
think that was
Oh,
a pretty cool feature.
I bet you that's fire, man. You get to be around some real estate heads.
Yeah,
When you same thing with crypto, you need your cryptopians every now and again. You're like, man, I need someone to talk about some real estate, man.
but
That just
but the thing is, it might not be just real estate. Some people it could be there just to trade it itself. I mean,
sure,
it's now on the market, right? It's not this static
right.
real estate property that I own
No,
that just
it's
hopefully gains
liquid.
appreciation because it went up. Now
Yeah,
people can buy it, flip it. You can see the value of the real estate, the property in real time, and you can buy and
that's
trade that
crazy.
and
God,
still
that's
earn your monthly contribution. Sorry, your
yes.
daily contribution. Like it's pretty sweet.
so
Wow.
I'm like I'm trying to wrap my mind around this. So is this someone who, like, say I own property and I want to sell, like I it's, let's just say it's worth $100,000. My property is worth $100,000, and I want to fractionalize it and let some people in and have some ownership into my property, but I only want to sell 25% of it, so 25% of the rights to it.
I
So is that, am I in the right ballpark of what am I understanding this even a little bit? what
so
I mean, I'm not sure how this works.
I haven't fractionalized any real estate yet. I haven't seen the value of me doing it personally to my properties. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out what the value add is for that. How can I gain from that other than the fact of having other investors who are now contributing to the real time value of my property, which I don't know if I want that because I'm
Right.
kind of in the environment of inflation with where it is right now, and I'm happy with that. So I
Yeah.
don't see the value add in terms of having people flipping the value of my property immediately because
Right.
they want to make some money. So I haven't personally looked into that. I haven't seen the reasoning yet.
Yeah, see, I'm just trying to see the side of it because I'm like, are these people trying to get money so that they can make the payments on properties that they have mortgages on? Are these people that own properties outright, that are, and they're tokenizing them based on the appraised value of the property? Like I'm like unclear on how that part of it is working. As
Mhm.
to, who is benefiting from it. Like when I put my money in, I buy the token for this particular property, is that money then going to the person who owns the property? You know what I mean? And then like, you, if you can sell it, you can take your money back out, right?
So
Oh,
in terms of
that's
fractionalized, I don't know to what percentage they're fractionalized. I don't know if each individual property has their own percentage base of what they're fractionalizing at. And like you were saying, say they want to fractionalize 80% out of the full 100%, 20% is the owners. Like I imagine it would vary based on the individual investor themselves. And yeah, Toastman's correct. Prop 2 is also fractionalizing real estate. Um, there's someone I was turned on to last week actually. When I caught wind of them, I was like, "Yeah, here we go on the
that
XRPL. Let's go."
Yeah, they got a
that's
patent
awesome.
pending, right? They got a patent pending. Right? 'Cause
I'm not sure.
I think I met them in Vegas. But they got a patent
Oh,
pending.
did you?
Yeah. I was I was going to a safety meeting. Um for those who know what a safety
Right,
meeting is.
right, 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 right.
Yeah. Yeah, here's a right here, Melissa, on the site. You can list your property, sell equity in your property on Lofty.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's more into that. But for
Stephanie
the
Stephanie says we need to get you back on here, Mr. Man, after you have your interview with the CEO.
Sounds like a good idea.
Heck yeah, it does.
for sure. So basically, from your perspective and what you're doing, so you use credit card, you sent your USDC over there as well. And you said algo, you're also trying to do the connection through the algo wallet, but you haven't found that, so primarily it's USDC.
Mhm.
And then now then you're converting that into a token?
Not at all. So
Okay, okay.
I'm not. So the way DeFi typically works is when you have an asset sent to your wallet itself, and you need to have two pairs of an asset,
Right,
whereas real estate
right.
is just one pair itself. And when you go in with two pairs, from that two pairs, that swaps or converts into a liquidity token at that point, and you hold
Okay.
the value of those two pairs locked in that liquidity token itself, and that token is now yours on your wallet. And you can, but who's doing this? New Zealand, the New Zealand dollar, the New Zealand stable coin that was being worked on a few years ago. They were actually
Uh-huh.
doing that, where you could get that liquidity token itself and swap up that token at that value. So then you're just trading value of whatever it is.
Okay. Okay, I got you. So you gotta basically have both sides of the pairing, and then that gets you the token
The
over,
token
or
itself, yeah. But
yeah,
we're
or the token slash asset, and the fractionalized real estate at that point, correct? And that goes into your wallet.
Yeah, so this itself, this with real estate, it's just one side I'm buying. I'm just buying the real estate
Right,
at
right,
my
right. Okay.
portion.
Okay.
So out of that,
Okay.
say it's my property and I'm tokenizing 80% of my property, 10% stays with myself. I get that rent still coming towards me. And
Sure.
of that 80% now, you want to invest in my property, you put in $1,200 essentially of that 80 in that 80%
80%,
of
8 of
whatever
it.
that
Uh-huh.
80% is worth. So now your $1,200 could be worth 1% of that property,
Okay.
of that entire pool itself. So you're now earning at a 1% of that pool. So that's how
Okay.
that works in terms of making money, if that makes logical sense.
No. Perfect. No, makes perfect sense. So, just to throw out some simple math here, if you were going to put up 80% of one of your properties up on Lofty, and you held 20%, okay, then and let's say that will equal that 80% equaled $100,000.
Mhm.
Then someone else, I put in money, 10% of that, let's just say. So I put in 10 grand, right? And so that means now I own 10% of that 80%, right? Of that. And then
Exactly. Yeah.
I would be paid 10% of that ownership is those of that rental would go to me, essentially.
Essentially, yes. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really well summed up.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's cool. I got really excited when you showed me for two reasons. I mean, I'm always looking for something else to get into. I mean, especially with real estate. But the other thing that I was excited about was I saw that base price of $50, 50 to $60 for just one. I'm going to use the word share. That's not exactly what it is. One token of that property,
Yeah,
or one token of that property. And I was like, oh my gosh, not slapping McDonald's people that work at McDonald's, but McDonald's money, right? Your average everyday worker, your minimum wage worker could literally scrape some loot together and participate in this. You know, would you say that? Would you say that this has the potential to be less speculative than, say, the overall crypto market?
absolutely. This has I think the opportunity is here in front of us. So one of the biggest things I'm finding right now is in terms of APIs itself. I was just reading the CPMI BIS document that was put out today, I believe it was. And so
Uh-huh.
so Ripple is part of this the steering committee as well for the
Mm-hmm.
CPMI BIS um, group essentially. And the document
Right.
came out today, and what it was talking about is the standards and how the individual companies must follow a particular framework and what standards they need to adhere to have a standard API that could connect the different platforms in terms of whatever those platforms are. So for me to have
Harmonizing, right?
for the harmonization, so I have Lofty, I have Aerodrome, I was on Sui for a bit, I was on several different things for DeFi, and to track
Right.
those things manually and individually is terrible. I'll be honest with you, it's terrible.
Yeah, it
So
is. It is. It's a
to
lot.
find like to have standards now that have just been dropped now to go and see what else is out there is interesting and really good, but then you still have to determine who is adhering to these individual frameworks now that exist. Because
Right.
if not, that API for the DeFi protocols that you're tracking now is the next rug pull waiting to happen for you too. So you still need to do your due diligence with that. In terms of that, I haven't found anything yet. There's a few things that somewhat meet criteria, but then they don't track things the way I would like to track things. So I believe I showed you a few months back now. I've been working on this Google Sheets DeFi
Yep.
portfolio tracker. It's
Yep.
come a
Yep.
long
Yep.
way. Like, I'm still not ready to present that, but it's come a long way. Do you mind if I just show how it looks now?
Yeah. Yeah. Share it, brother. Please do, because I know I'm personally privy to this. All my dipitors out there. I am part of Mr. Mann's town hall group, and I'm very grateful for it because there's a lot of information that gets shared there. I'm gonna make this full big. I'm gonna ditch us here just a second. Let's do that one. There we go.
Okay. So the way I have this now, this is just an overview of my entire portfolio. In terms of
Hmm.
liquidity providing, I have 4 assets there. I have staking, none lending. I have 5
Okay.
different types of style of lending for DeFi. And then my real
Uh-huh.
estate is one here, which is Lofty. This is what
Okay.
I'm earning per category, or what I have invested per category. Sorry. This is what I've earned per
Okay.
category. This is just showing
Okay.
on the daily,
Okay.
not showing the in total, which is all cumulative. And then it breaks down what those investments are in terms of what you're holding completely. Shows your total invested. Here is your total earnings for that particular day based on the day itself. So you can kind of just go through the day. As you add
Okay.
more, the days begin to fill out on their own. So like it's quite dynamic. I can go back to
Okay.
yesterday. I earned, the various days. You can see what you had earned on those days.
That's fire.
So it's
This is
still
well put
loading. There we
together.
go. Yeah. So then it shows you what your forecasted earnings are based on how much you actually have in your DeFi holdings. It shows you what your actual earnings are. It shows
Wow.
what your goal is here. Sorry, right here, this is your goal. And that goal that you have written there is based off of, as you go through this sheet here, there's a few tabs, and it goes through the goal that you type in here. So now it's
Right.
considering that goal part of your investment strategy for you
Uh-huh.
to now meet that goal itself. How far are you from that? It shows you on a dynamic progress bar how far you are from that. It gives you the percentage of where you're at. It tells you whether you're under or over for your goals as well. It shows that your
Dude, this
monthly ROIs, your annual ROIs, and your total earnings, your cumulative earnings here so far. It gives you the chart from when you start typing, as you and show what you earn. It'll create this dynamic chart to show you what you earn. It shows you how much your holdings are per category. There are the links. You can go through the tabs itself to make it easier to go through it. It shows you your top yielding DeFi platform that you're in, whether real estate, whether liquidity providing, whether staking, lending, whatever it is. And then gives you your breakdown here, your total assets, and shows you which is your biggest pools. And then here's just another overview as well. And then it also gives you your 7-day moving average. And with this, what I'm trying to do is create a forecast from this and using some other algorithms within this.
Cool.
Is to get I want to forecast based off of what I'm earning now, what it could look like in a few weeks, in a few months, just based off what's going on in the economy now and what the money itself is doing. Because I've been making decisions for DeFi based on what I'm seeing in here, and man, it's like the coolest thing to be able to tap in now and see what's going on. So I'm waiting for a DeFi API platform like this that could tap in and help me with my real estate, help me with my other DeFi positions and situations there. And I think that will be fantastic. Oh, and let me show you this too.
Kristen says your Excel file puts hers to shame.
And I have where is it? The income statement. That's what it is. And all that taps into your income statement too. So the way I want to set it up, all you can do is print this out and give this to, if you want to print it, or just save it as an Excel format and give it to your accountant. Because you can put your expenses all down here, different categories here that you would fill in yourself, and then your statements here, what you're spending. And I'm now tracking myself too, because I have it here, right? So why not?
Right. Well, might as well use it for the other side. But now, Mr. Mann, this is you have mentioned in your private in your town halls, right? That and you've also mentioned it on with when you're on there with Cypherx and Mr. Aquaman as well. And dang it, I don't remember the other gentleman's name. When you guys are doing the lives, and this is you have a DeFi crypto business, correct?
They do. That's correct.
They do. Okay, so
they do. That's correct.
So is this, because this is looking? I mean, you're seeing how you're doing, but now you're talking about those your expenses, right? I mean, you literally you could print that item itemized out and say, here you go, tax guy. That's what I did this year, and it's all said and done. It's all tracked and everything and good to go. So are you planning on creating a specific crypto business? Like, hey, this business does crypto and all that?
Absolutely. I was actually considering that strategy for one of my investment strategies itself, because I'm sure like most of us in the industry here, we all have different wallets. And as an individual, if you file all this new money that you are forecasting to come into, and you try to use it, all that is going to be taxed on the individual person. So I now have a DeFi business where that business is making money, and I can show what the business is making and what one of my wallets in this business has as well in terms of assets. And everything's under the business. The taxes don't come to me. It's business taxes, and I can enjoy my life going out to different places and writing all these things off as I'm earning money in DeFi. Life goes on, man, and it's going to be wonderful.
You know what?
I love it.
You know what, Mr. Mann? I don't know if you ever in the future are thinking of selling your model or whatever, people could buy it or obtain it in some way. But I think this is a handy tool, particularly for people that aren't as well educated on Excel and how to build this thing for themselves. And I do know that there are lots of apps out there that people can. I just got another drink.
What a good bartender that was. Damn.
Um,
Hey!
I got another White Russian. So, but, sir, yeah, touche. Oh, hello, Brooke Odyssey. Welcome. But what I was saying is, I know there's a lot of different apps out there that people can put their information in to collect. You know, they've got the tax ones, and they have the ones that create for them to people to see what their coins that they have and the gain and loss and all of that. This spreadsheet that you have built is so elaborate. When it comes to investing, you have everything in it, and I think it's really good because you still have to input this information. So you're really staying connected with your investment, which I think is really important, particularly for folks that are learning about the crypto space and digital asset space. And like Simon and I say, you know, crypto is not for sissies. You do have to take some onus. You have to own what you're doing. And this is great what you've created here. So I just wonder what your thoughts are on that. I mean, this had to take an incredible amount of time to build. It's beautiful. It's the most beautiful spreadsheet I've ever seen.
Coming from an accountant.
The back end of it isn't pretty. No, with the formulas, but no, with this thing here, I don't want to sell it. Essentially, when I get it to a, I guess, MVP state, the minimum viable state at that point for this product, I want to just give it to people. You know, I want you to take the opportunity to to continue to learn. Most people got into crypto and they're like hodling every single coin. Like, I don't want to lose anything. I don't want to lose anything. And then they stop learning. They only learn about the individual company itself, as opposed to what these digital assets can do. You know, and if you tap into it now, pre-regulation, the type of money you can make is insanity. And I'm not telling anybody to go out there and rush out there and do this stuff and get your ass handed to you because you didn't do your due diligence in terms of what these platforms are, who creates the platforms, are they regulated and legislated in their jurisdiction where they are? Do they have the necessary license itself? Do you know about the coins you're investing in? Like, there's a lot behind it still. So recognize that and take your time, right? The money's not going anywhere. If you're going to make it, it'll be there when it needs to be there.
Right. Right. You know, I'd like to kind of piggyback on what Melissa, her question to you, as an idea of how you may get this out to people. You could, I mean, I would totally recommend you do this, and I would actually sign up because that's just me. You create an account over at school.com, SKOOL, or double,
Okay.
yeah, check that out. It's Alex Hormozy. Do you know who Alex Hormozy is?
No.
Look him up. He's fire with the business, man. I love him, dude. He's self-made millionaire, mid-30s, loves the education part. Anyways, school.com is a platform where you create your own educational community. So whatever topic you want to educate people on, you could do that. I mean, and you make it to your membership for free. If there's things you would like to sell within your classroom, I mean, that's totally up to you. But from just the perspective of you wanting to educate people, but give them the tool to start them out, and so they can continue that. I think school would be a great platform for you to do that with, because of
Build
what you're
something
able.
on the XRP ledger.
Yeah.
I mean,
Baby steps.
I hear all these people building stuff on the XRP ledger. Could you build a school on there? I don't know. I'm not a developer,
nice.
but yeah, I mean,
it's your own place to have your own classroom. So, but digitally, right? So
or you could just open up an OnlyFans account, you know.
Shit. Get out of here, man.
I mean,
You
could do
you
that.
gotta get him beat up tonight from his wife to just stop.
I'm only teasing. I'm just
I know.
That is funny.
Uh, no,
I love
that's
you, Kristen Dak. Thank you for coming. K Buddy wants to know if anybody has heard of Realt. It's another company with tokenized real estate. Have you heard of that one, Mr. Man?
No, I haven't heard of them. There is
Interesting.
another one I've heard of, though. It's on the XRPL as well. I believe it's called Red Swan or something along those lines. I haven't looked into them recently, but Red Swan, something along those lines.
Brooke Odyssey said, hello, friends. Hope to see you at XRP Unleashed. If you're going to be in Houston, you're going to definitely be able to see Mr. Man, Brooke. I have to tell you, Mr. Man, the thought of being able to hug your neck is making me want to go. I'm like, I want to try to make this happen. You're going to November 13th in Houston.
That's correct. Yeah, you better come through, man. I'm looking forward to meeting whoever comes out. I'm looking
wow,
forward to
you just
meeting
got told, homie.
we have 762 people watching. Put it in the chat if you guys are thinking about going to the XRP Unleashed premiere. Any of the ones that are available. Mr. Man's going to go to the one in Houston. I would freaking love to be able to go and do that. I gotta find a place to stay, like, I mean, because it'll be expensive, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll sleep in my car.
You just need to show up morning of.
Yeah.
Do a 24-hour bender, and then get back on the plane and come back home. Like real deal.
I was gonna ask Maya.
You just go to function, get the Uber. Hey, I gotta peace out, man. Peace and love. I gotta go home and go to bed, right?
I was gonna ask Maya about the after party. Like, there's gotta be an after party. You can't just go there and then be like, oh, see you later, guys. Like, no, this has gotta be turned out. After there's got to be karaoke somewhere after this thing. I'm just saying.
That's funny. That's funny. Drop says go stay with Alex Jones.
Does he live in Houston? I didn't know that.
It's actually not that expensive to get an Airbnb out there. I don't know what their terms and conditions are, but I checked out just briefly last night. And I saw from $45 up to $120.
We should rent a bunch of us rent a big house. Just rent it that has several. I'll sleep on the floor.
I'm looking
like we could all look in together and just rent like one big place, and it would be cheap. I don't want any crazies trying to room with me, but I'm just saying I want to go.
We're in crypto. I mean.
I'm just saying.
All right, let's see here.
Rent an RV. Austin Amy says rent an RV. That's a good idea, Amy.
That is a good idea. Huh?
Okay.
I want to go so bad. So you are 100% going, Mr. Man.
I am, yeah. XRP Unleashed Tuition Production reached out to me earlier this week. I want to say like 2 or 3 days ago now. And we've just been continued conversation. So it was honestly, it was a nice feeling.
Oh, bro, this is way cheap, homie.
Yeah, because she reached out to you. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know if Mr. Man was going to be in the XRP Unleashed documentary or not. Like, did they interview you? Or if they didn't interview you for this one, I can't imagine that maybe in the future, that they will, because you have so much to offer. And I mean, even like what you just showed us, what you've created, and the fact that you just said, I just want to give this to people because I want to help. That's what this space is all about. That's what people are like in this space. And, we're just all sticking together, it's just so awesome. I love it so much.
Yeah. I'm just at the mindset where it's like, You know, when I first jumped into the space, I got scammed every which way I possibly could, and it was, it was terrible. Nowhere to lie. So essentially, I just want to give what I wanted when I first jumped into space. Whether you're new into space now or been in the space and still need help, like I just want to give it. If I have the answer, I'll give it. If I don't have the answer, I'll go,
I'll go
work
get
to
it.
find it and
Yeah.
hopefully provide an answer or at least a solution.
It's like we're parents. It's like we're all parents where when you have kids, you want to give them everything you wish you would have had as a child, right? You want to give them every advantage that you didn't have and teach them all of the things that you've learned and help them avoid the mistakes that you've made. And although I think we're responsible parents in the fact that we all say you have to do your own research and cryptos ain't for sissies, and you have to take onus over this, and you creating your spreadsheet, you do have to familiarize yourself a little bit with what the information that you're inputting there, garbage in, garbage out type mentality. But the fact is, the type of spreadsheet that you've created is like you're still connecting yourself to the choices that you're making. So I think that's very important for people that are entering into this space and learning about money, whether maybe because you could use your spreadsheet for something other than cryptos even. It's just being more mindful and not so trusting of outsiders to do all this work for you. Have a connection with the decisions that you're making, particularly when it comes to money.
Yeah,
Good.
absolutely well said. I want to say, you
Good.
said crypto isn't for sissies. I wholeheartedly agree. On the weekend was Thanksgiving for us in Canada here.
Happy
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
So I was down in Toronto with my family and my uncle. So one of my cousins had made quite a bit of money in Bitcoin during the last bull run. And my
Sure.
uncle found out. My uncle's a wealthy individual. He owns one of the largest printing presses companies in Canada, and he keeps
Wow.
expanding and growing. Um,
Sure.
So with that being said, he caught wind that my other cousin had made some money, and he's like, "Oh, what's crypto? You made money on crypto?" I was like, "I can talk to you about crypto." And he's like, "What do you know about crypto?" I'm like, "I know a fair bit about crypto." I'm like, "What do you know about it?" He's like, "Oh, it's money." I'm like, "No, it's not money." And then we went back and forth, and he's now testing me on knowledge that he already admitted he doesn't have and doesn't know, because he's of the age where money to him is physical money. And he's like, money's never going anywhere. I was like, okay, that could be very true. But let's look at the case where the fact that you're now using your debit card to tap, you're now using your phone to tap, you're now using your watch to tap. Stable coins can now, or not now yet, but will eventually and inevitably be used within an automated function, like in the Tesla bot, like in Teslas itself, electric vehicles, anything you can think of where money can be in terms of IoT, money will be. Like this whole paradigm is shifting. But then to even talk to him about that, the main thing he wanted to know was, how much did you make? And I'm like, well, are you talking about just in crypto alone, or in DeFi, or in like different avenues? He's like, well, yeah, in crypto. I'm like, well, let's take this slow. There's many avenues to crypto, right? I can't just give you some arbitrary number based on different tokens that I may have or not, that I might have sold out of, or my different strategies that I'm utilizing. And I can see the steam coming out of his head, man. Like it was a shouting fest with him trying to prove to me that I was wrong, even though I could easily show him that I'm earning money on there. You know what I'm saying? And it just his eyes. He didn't believe his own eyes. He didn't believe his own ears. It was like something I hadn't witnessed before, when I could show someone that physical proof in terms of money being made right now. It was quite interesting.
Yeah, I get that. I was like, well, how much you made? Okay. So you want to know the collective? That'd be like, hey, how much money did you make today? And your printing press, all of it, all the different avenues. So the printing press made money, and then you took that money and you did something else with that money, and that money did something else with money. That's included in that, right? That's what you're saying? Or do you just want the printing press? Because I'm going to catch up to you in like 2 years, and then I'm going to pass you 2 months later. That's what's going to happen.
How old is this young person? How old is this person?
He is. He's in his late 50s now.
Oh, okay. So he's not
Mhm.
a little guy. He's an older
He want,
person.
but he
Okay.
needs, but he's from that era of I need the bottom line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what?
right.
And
And
I get people like that. I get people like that
yeah,
are
I
like,
get too.
just tell me the end result. But guess what, folks? Folks of you that just want the bottom line, this ain't for you then. Because you need to trace through the mud with all the rest of us and do your own work and be patient and realize that, you know, you're not going to be a crypto millionaire overnight. You're going to have to do a lot of work and take responsibility. And so someone like that, if you don't have the mindset where you really want to understand, learn, ask questions to understand, and listen to the answers that you're given, and realize that some of the answers you're given you might not want to hear, this might not be for you. You know what I mean? Because it's not a quick give me the bottom line type of answer, in my opinion.
No, it
And
really isn't.
you do. Just say it.
so in my private group there in my town halls that I hold on Friday, we have this individual.
Love it.
She is in her 70s,
Oh
and she
yeah,
is an ex-military individual, and she is just solid. So to see
She's
somebody
awesome.
of that age taking the opportunity to have her ears open and eyes to, man, I
She's
felt so good.
amazing. I love
Yeah,
her.
she's really
I
cool.
feel so good to have her in the community. You know, it's always a blessing to
Yeah,
see her on the Fridays when we
yeah,
can
Did
just
it
she
chop
really
it up
just
is.
and talk
find
to her.
you by chance, Mr. Man, or did you already know her?
No, she's been following me. I'm not sure. I don't recall if it was on YouTube or if it was on Twitter.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I've met a lot of people through my travels. You know, we've had Kita on this show. And I'm in a group with a bunch of ladies, a private group, and there's one gal in there. You met her. Oh geez. I can't remember her name right now, but Alan interviewed her. I can't remember her handle right now, off the top of my head. But Alan interviewed her, and she's in her 70s, I think. She's retired, and she's like smart as a whip, and she's the one that
Oh,
wants to go to Cat Ballou. Cat
Cat Blue.
Ballou.
Yeah.
She wants to. She understands the charting. She's doing all this research on stuff, and you know, there are a bunch of the people out there that are older that are willing to invest their time and energy. And I'm like, hallelujah, because you guys actually have the time. You have the time, and you have all this historic knowledge behind you. Give yourself a chance. Sit down, you know, instead of doing a crossword, start learning about crypto, man. You have the money. You have money and time, like, holy smokes, you know,
One
I
one of my
wish I was
friends,
in your position.
just got let go from his job, and he was like in a depression and a funk about it. And when I saw that message in text, I was like, "Fuck, f yeah!" I'm like, "That's sweet. You're free." I'm like, "Go and do what you want to do now." And I think that caught him off guard at first because he might have wanted someone to be there with him in that bucket.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, on the flip side, to me, that's perfect. You're exactly where you need to be now. You got nothing but time. Time is yours. Create your calendar and figure out how you can make money as opposed to going back to work.
Live the life you want to live, man. Right?
Nerdy, my boy, nerdy's up in the
Nerdy.
spot.
Listen, I
Nerdy.
want to say again, and I keep saying I'm so excited. I know this, like, it's like a hidden little secret, and this is Nerdy is part of that show, the Buster Coffee Time, Buster and Zerk. I don't know the other guy's name. Uncle Buster. They have a show. It is amazing, Mr. Man. You should go on that show. They have
I
an
would love
open.
to. I would
They have
love
an
to.
open
Nerdy,
chat.
invite me on there.
Nerdy is so smart. You and Uncle Buster, Nerdy are two of the people that when I'm listening to that show, I'm like, yes, I agree. You're laying down some good points. It's such an entertaining show, down to earth, and I keep saying it in the past couple of shows, Simon, because I just really like it. And when I listen to so many different things that are boring, and I come across these guys, your show too, Mr. Man, and your friend Cypric X and Aquaman, very intelligent young men explaining things. And I'm so impressed with the diversity in the crypto space, in the digital asset space. There's so many different folks. Toastman, you know what I mean? Like all of you guys that come in here, Optimistic Prime, the greatest group of people I've ever met in my life. I'm so impressed by all of you. I'm older than most of you, I will say. And so when I see such young people, I have such hope for humanity because you guys are putting in the work. You're creating spreadsheets to help others, Mr. Man. You're trying to educate people. And I'm just like, my heart is so filled. It gives me so much hope. So I'm just,
There,
and you too, Simon. You too, Simon. Like,
Get out of
like
here.
but
I'm a
listen,
hype man.
I was telling somebody the other day, you work with the steel, right? Like you're the iron worker guy, right?
Sheet metal.
He's a sheet metal worker. He's a sheet metal worker. All right. And I always say, don't judge a book by its cover, right? You meet somebody and they say, oh, I'm a sheet metal worker. And they're like, oh, what the hell is he going to know about finance? Or what's he going to know about infinite banking concept,
Nothing.
right? And then here comes Simon fucking blowing it out. Oh, I said bad language. He just busts out with everything he knows. Mr. Man's wearing a Spider-Man mask, right?
I know. I
People
should have
are
gone
like,
that route.
see,
I should have
Mr.
gone that
Man,
route. I should have done the
Well,
Iron Man mask, dude. I legit should have done it. Like,
but I'm just saying, there are so many. And Optimistic Prime, her passion and the things that she knows, like all of these people they spent the time to educate themselves, and they're sharing it for free with other people. And that is what I'm just blown away on a daily basis from it. And I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been putting your time into this space, and you're trying to educate and you're trying to help other people. God bless you, because we need it. We need you. We need everybody on deck to do what needs to be done to create this collective consciousness and to not get people like sinking into the dystopian future that others want you to believe that we're heading down. We can create the lives that we want, and we do that by educating ourselves and having people like Mr. Man, Simon, you guys,
everybody in the chat.
every
Everybody
single person.
in the chat right
That's
now.
784 people that are actually watching Dip a Toe, Let's Sell Crypto. You guys are amazing. Good for you. Thank you. I went on a soapbox thing. I'm like, I apologize, but I mean,
Sounds like
I'm
the little
fired
white
up.
Russian got to you.
That's, you know what? I'm only usually have one, and I didn't even, I mean, it's still full, but I'm like, blah, 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 blah. This chick just keeps talking. Shut her up.
No, man. Well, listen, we everybody comes here to this show for you. You always put together a fantastic show. You really do. You've made so many connections because of what you do, just like what Mr. Man does. And it's the research, and it's just the truth. Take it or leave it. That's what it is, But you, like Mr. Man, like Cyphrix, Aquaman, so many others out there in this space. I know they're in the chat too. Are
David
wanting to
Hale.
help. Yep, we want to help, right? We want, and it's not just bring your groceries into your house. I mean, if that'll help, okay, great. But it's more than that. I want to show you how to build your own machine so you can have the machine go out and get your groceries. But Elon beat us to it, so now we got to come up with another idea. My point is that's the type of help that we're trying to give to people. This like financial literacy. Like Mr. Man's all about financial literacy, real estate, and DeFi, money making money, moves and major moves, right? And he's showing us how to do that. And he's just one of the many within this crypto space. I've never seen this type of willingness, this type of love, this type of knowledge that
Yeah.
that's just like we're all coming together and like, nah, here, run this play. I'm telling you, run that play, you're gonna do fire. And people, we run those plays, and we see it work, and we're like, dude, you got to do this, dude, you got to do this. And because we're doing that, others start doing that. And like we literally bring this whole world up out of the sludge.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Okay. I'm off my box now.
No, Mr. Man, if people want to, like, do you have a private group? Like, we join you on Fridays. You have your private group. You have a Patreon, or like, how can people connect with you on a more intimate basis than just watching a Mr. Man video? And I will
Okay.
just say, I just want to say before he tells it, because I'm going to go on again, but the kind of information that you get from Mr. Man is like well thought out, well researched, documented. He don't play. He showed you his spreadsheet. Okay. He is he is one of the most well-rounded, well documented, researched person I've ever met in my life. And I would love for anybody that's watching this program that's interested to connect with you, to have that opportunity. I mean, I know you can only do so many people or whatever, but how could they, if they were interested in connecting with you, how could they get a hold of you?
I do have a Patreon. I have a private group. I have that open and free for anybody who wants to join. But within that, and you get access to like pretty much all of the content. However, I do have a tiered subscription, a $10 a month. I'm not asking for a lot. It helps me to be able to continue to have free time to, continue my research and bring the research to individuals. And that's $10 a month. And with that $10, you get access to other chat groups that I have within there, real estate, DeFi, which gives you a deeper dive into these things. And also on Friday nights, we do a town hall. In the town hall, we'll have individuals specifically geared to help us strategize what we're trying to do in terms of crypto. We had Jay Claver come through, who presented some wealth strategy. Simon came through, where Simon was talking about a deep dive, talking about the Infinity Bank concept. We had not Cypress yet though. We had Aquaman come through. We had investors from Africa come through. We've had like several people come through, and they provide. Last week, while I was down in Toronto, we had an individual. He is a CPA, chartered accountant from Australia, come through.
Oh yeah,
That
that
was
was
a
good.
good
That
one.
was good.
Relevant.
That
That
was
one
great
was
for
relevant.
perspective. That was great for
Yeah,
perspective, though, right? I mean,
absolutely.
a global perspective. That was fire.
Because he's in the trenches in terms of accounting and now
Right.
crypto. He understands crypto. So to be able to tap into someone like that already is fantastic. So I bring an even deeper value with the $10 as well. And again, that's every Friday we do a town hall there. The rest of the platform is opened up for free. I drop a lot of my research there that I don't put on Twitter as well. And then in the chat group, you can just, ask whatever you want, chat with other people in there, and, have a good time.
Yeah, if anything, join the free, and initially you're going to meet people, you're going to be able to talk with you in there, get access to information, and then you can choose to join the $10
It's $10.
membership if you want or not. You know what I
Do it.
mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I think
$10.
what I know about you, Mr. Man, is that you're not out shilling for money. You genuinely, and this is why I respect you and I love you so much, is that I know that what your objective is. And I you know I've been vibing this space the whole time I've been in it. I've been navigating. I feel like I've got my helmet on and I've been like going through, kind of weaving in and out between all the bombs going off, because there's lots of people that want to distract you in this space. And dangle this over here and that over there. And I'm kind of wise to it now. Not that I can't ever be fooled, because I can. We all can. But I definitely get a genuine feeling from you, and you've proven it time and time again in the time that I've known you. And so I highly recommend anybody that is watching, check out Mr. Man, which is what is this group? Where do they go in order to find you?
So I put a link in the chat there. They're welcome to click on that link there, join for free, browse around, check out some of the research, the links, the articles, the videos. And when I drop the snippet, like on Twitter, I drop snippets of videos, but in the group, I drop the snippet and then I drop the entire link as well, so you can go back and watch everything. I don't do that on Twitter. These are what I choose to do for the individuals who want to take a deeper dive and learn more. So I provide access to all the content that I research through myself, and I figure that'll help people stay on par, if not on par, and then even excel further. Fantastic. Because when I'm in the room with other people, I like to be the dumb one in the room, so I can just sit there in awe at what other people are saying and soak it all up.
Yeah. Amen to that.
If you can post that link in the private chat also, I will copy that over and put it in our show notes on the YouTube there, so that people can get it. They should be able to still grab it through the live chat on the replay, but I want to be able to put it in our show notes also. I want to say hi to Tasha Lee and I don't know, it's Calculon. I'm terrible at pronouncing names.
Tasha, all right.
There you go. Yeah, your
There we
friends
go.
are here. Drops Family Garden has been posting in. We appreciate you. And again, a Sing for Jesus. Sing for Jesus says, I love this show. I love reading everyone's comments and learning so much. You all are amazing people. We agree with you. Everyone in this space has just been fantastic. Fly on the wall. You're a fly on the wall, Toast Man. No, you're not. We see you loud and proud, my friend. But yeah, I'm going to copy this this out and something real quick. Okay. What else? Is there anything else you want to cover before we hang up? You are you, Mr. Toastman Tech. We still have 790 people. I can't even. I'm shocked. I'm happily surprised. Oh, we got throw. Is that how you say that? Throw Inc. When Wally World. I want to know when Wally World. When are we gonna go to Wally World? Huh? When?
They tore
When
it down.
moon? When moon? When moon is what I want to know.
I'm very excited for this this Lofty. This sounds great. I'm gonna give it a go. Me personally, because I just like for 50,
use a
60
credit
bucks
card, right?
ahead. Oh, I won't use a credit card. No, I'll
Yeah, I
find
know,
you
but I
later.
mean like credit debit card. I wouldn't use a credit card.
I totally could. I totally could, but I'm sure
Not
there'll be
financial
multiple
advice.
fees in there. So it's
Yeah.
if you really want to make money, save money. You save that money, you put it to work. Now that money's making money. But I really like that. This was very appealing to me of just for the sake of easement, because it has to be easy. It didn't seem that complicated. So of course I'm looking for the monster underneath the bed. I'm like, all right, where's the catch? This is too easy. I said this ain't for sissies, and well, it looks like all of us sissies can come over here and do this. So where's the heavy lifting? But I'm really excited to see where tokenization not just goes, but how much of it's going to be available for us here on Main Street, to where we're not reliant on the in-between brokers, accredited investors. I hear that phrase and I'm just like, whatever, dude. You're like leaving out 95% of the population here, man. Like it's not cool. And this right here, this Lofty and other projects like it are going for Main Street. you know, it's not for the big dogs. It's for the little dogs, if you will, right?
For the
And I
little
love
guy,
that.
try it.
So I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Man, for bringing this once again to my attention, to the space's attention, to the Dipito's attention. So thank you so very much tonight, brother. I really appreciate you, man.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm appreciative that you guys enjoy my presence here and continue to bring me on this show as well, because I do enjoy and I can come on the show and just rap with you guys here. I
Yeah,
do want
you can chop it up anytime you want, baby.
I love it.
I do want
Anytime.
to add, in terms of value add and what's coming down in the future, I listen to a lot of these change maker conferences as well. And just recently on the news was talking about how stable coins will soon be connected to automation. So the way that looks and works is we can make our own money, but soon our vehicles can be in charge of their own money as well. That's how IoT works. So if you're driving in this lane here and there's another vehicle over here, but again, they're automated. You're just the passenger in the vehicle. It's automated. They want to eliminate the human error in these things. That's how aviation works too. Reduce the human error, the more chances of success you'll be. So reduce the human interaction in terms of vehicles and driving, reduce and eliminate accidents as well. So if this vehicle here is in the right lane, for you guys out in the UK and you drive on the opposite lane, I can't conceptualize that. But if they're in this lane here and you're in this lane here, and you and you want to cut in front and make that right hand turn, or even go in front to get into this lane because your exit's coming up, the vehicle now can create its own interaction with the other vehicle and connect through Li-Fi. Li-Fi is light fidelity, and the way that works is LEDs give off energy, like the light. Picture the light prism, the energy that comes out. That's wasted energy in the form of light. So that wasted energy can now tap into Wi-Fi connection as your vehicle goes under the street light itself, and it's connected to Wi-Fi, continuous Wi-Fi, even if it's not on Starlink, because now you're even closer. 6G is going to be insanity. I shit you not, it's going to be insanity. So this vehicle can now connect to this vehicle here and negotiate a deal with this vehicle and state that I need to get in front because my exit's here.
The one vehicle is going to go. No, you didn't. I know you better wait because you know I'm coming over. That's what's gonna be. Your vehicle's be like, I don't think so.
Yeah. So essentially, though, that deal is going to be made, and your vehicle can either go in front, or the monetary exchange doesn't happen, and your vehicle takes the back. IoT is going to be insanity. So when people say that everything,
are you saying that I'm going to have to pay if I want to cut somebody off?
You're damn right.
Your car's going to have to, and I haven't figured out yet if that's your money being utilized or the car has its own money in itself now. Because as you pay down the car, that car becomes your car, right? So that car has equity within the car itself. So
I will be getting stuck in traffic all the time, bro. I'll be like, where you going? Oh, I gotta go to work. Traffic. Make my money on the way down the freeway.
Yeah.
I mean,
have a good night to all you people.
You know what, Mr. Man? Before we get to that point, things are going to have to be, I mean, that's like, I do believe that's going to happen. It's going to be farther down the road. Just because of, I mean, they got a lot of stuff they got to work on. As far as internet, you know, with your internet.
1 to 10 years. 1 to 10 years. There was legit just a video yesterday. I reposted it where they were potentially going to be incorporating stable coins within vehicles now, right? Tesla is what they had stated.
Wow. I
believe
right? I didn't see that. But I didn't see that one.
Think about it now. When December 15th comes and these crypto assets now hold value on balance sheets, for instance, Bitcoin, ones, HBAR, Casper, whatever have you, and they now have value, those can be utilized within IoT itself. December 30th, when stablecoin regulations get dropped in the UK, there's going to be a flood of money entering the space. And if stablecoins continue to get regulated around the world at that point, you can incorporate them into anything you can logically think about at this point.
Yes,
right?
you can.
And with automation in the machine can now the machine can control itself through which is artificially intelligent.
Yeah.
I want you to come back and talk about this because I have some thoughts. One of the things I was doing research on last week, and I was trying to comment on T's crypto spot he kind of had a ranting on the whole Ripple lawsuit and them coming back up and appealing it and all of that, and people freaking out. But I was thinking to myself before this space. By the way, those that don't know, IoT, Internet of Things. That's what it is. Internet of Things, IoT. These advancements that are going to happen, and they will happen, that there's no doubt in my mind. But the security part of things, the digital identity part of things needs to be hammered out, in my opinion, before the rest of this stuff really takes off for real. So in terms of, we're going to I'm already seeing articles where everybody wants us to use a QR code, right? These assholes are putting fake QR codes over top of stuff so that they put malware on people's stuff. You know what I mean? There's dumb stuff that's going to happen in between now and the future. And so until they get the security aspect of it, protection against certain things, I don't know if it's going to be turned on full force. You know what I'm saying? And then the other thing with the digital ID, I did a lot of research on that and was listening to Greg Kidd, is somebody, an old school guy that's been in this space. There's lots of people that have been in this space that people don't think about, that are working in the background. They're still around, but you don't really know what they're working on until these types of things are really hammered down and nailed in place, and you're able to actually house your own data and your own being. I don't see this being what it's going to ultimately be. I guess I don't know. I'm saying I'm saying a lot of words, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I think between security, the crypto security, or this just internet security in itself, and digital ID, DIDs, decentralized IDs, those two things need to come up to speed before we see cars talking to each other, is what I'm saying.
Check it out like this. We are entering stable coins coming into fruition like very, very soon. For stable coins to be utilized as money, the wallets have to be ready to go already. Same with digital ID. I'm sure when you go into your bank account right now, you can sign in with your face already.
Done.
You're already there.
But
Dude, that's already there for gig work.
I realize that, but here's my point. Even though when those things are already there, we're already getting to that point. And this is why I want to have you back on the show. We can talk, because I'm like say a lot, but there are so many things that need to be hammered out. So even if you start to get those things into fruition, like they're here, we're ready to use them. Now you got to get the population to use them. You have to get everybody to use them and everybody to understand. And that stuff takes time. And so that's where I'm like, that's why I think even those of us that are giving this attention, we have such an incredible opportunity, like you're saying, this lofty and all these other things that are coming into play. We have in time to invest in them and to play around with them and to benefit from them early in this stage. Like we're in the early stages of it. Yeah, Island Ghost Stephanie says midnight fixes this. Stephanie, I did watch that video. There's a Cardano have created Midnight, and it has to do with identity and that stuff. And so I don't know how fast it will be implemented amongst the population that aren't giving this any attention at all.
I would watch Iraq.
Good point.
Just saying. Yeah, I'd go watch them. But you're right though. For a full on upgrade, I mean, you're talking about people that are going to have to get used to something. You know, here in the States, we got the what's
So
that? The
slow.
enhanced ID. We got the enhanced ID, right? And we were all supposed to get it like 2020.
And
Right.
how many
And then,
people have done it?
or like, oh,
Yeah.
then they pushed it back.
Everyone's
Oh, then they
done it.
pushed it back. Oh, they kept pushing it back. Right. You know, for
That's
whatever the reasons were. So I could see how that could come into play. But arguably it's here, it's working to the car thing. We're talking software. Like software can talk to software. Like, I mean, that's you know, it's 100% that banks will require clawback.
It's true. They will. And we need clawback. You know, anybody that says you don't need clawback in this kind of, you will end up needing clawback. I'm sorry to take this in a different direction. Like where
No, it's
this
good.
is, I want to have you back on, Mr. Man, because I think all of the things that you're talking about are 100% going to happen, and they are happening, and it's faster than we can even imagine. I would like to talk to you more also on these things like digital identity and security, and having and where you see those types of things getting buttoned up, because I really do believe that those things need to be buttoned up for the general population before we actually see full implementation of all of the things that we know are coming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting time. There's one video I posted, I want to say last year, of this Asian individual talking, and the way he sends or the way he sounds, it sounds like he comes from a knowing, like an understanding, a tangible experience, a tangible knowing, like his family or him had gone through something similar to this before and it got passed down from generation. Because he said that what we're going to be going through, and I saw someone posted it there, is legit a hockey stick, right? And we're at the place where we are like in terms of technology, we're way ahead of regulations. So when these things become real now and there's digital money legally in the ecosystem, it's going to take off at that point. Regulations will be like fighting to stay ahead of that. So scams in this ecosystems are going to flourish. You know, so be mindful of that. It's going to flourish like you wouldn't believe, because the people that now want to scam as much as they can are going to scam you prior to regulations coming, because once it comes they can't do it anymore. It's going to be that much harder once it's reached its implementation date, and then the hard date is hit, usually 12 to 18 months later.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So be
No,
mindful of that.
no, be very mindful. And you know, I think I'm glad you brought that up, because it's really on us, as it always has, and not just on an individual basis, but to spread that word, to spread that education, you know, to if it's within you, to at some level go to your local community when technology and the people who aren't giving this attention to now, but in 3 years will have to give it attention, right? We are going to be those individuals that go, whoa, hey, I know this sounds good here and this and that and there, but this is what they're not telling you. They're not telling you this. They're not telling you this. They're not telling you this.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to. They're not going to. So you need to pay attention here, here, here. How do you know? I've been in this space since the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. Wow, that was a long time.
Can we all agree to have Mr. Man back on and we talk about this very topic, because I think that the folks really like this topic, and I think it's very important. Would you be willing to come back on and talk about this, Mr. Man?
Absolutely. I'll even have that video tuned into so we can watch and listen to what he says. Because again,
I love it.
When I first caught that video itself is just really profound. It's 5 minutes long, but it's just
is that on your X?
It is on my X, yeah.
I can't wait. I missed it. I follow your stuff so closely, but for some reason I don't think I saw that one.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Hey,
we
Mr.
want to
Man's
thank
Mr.
you.
Man's got to get to bed, man. I mean,
He does. Me too.
he's still on that low frequency. We got to let him get the good rest so he can be bright and shining tomorrow morning.
We
Appreciate that.
love you.
Appreciate that.
We love you. You have any parting words, Mr. Man?
I don't actually.
All right, Mr. Man. Thanks for coming on, my man. God bless you, man. Always God bless you. You are a gem in this space, really an undiscovered gem, and we're so grateful that you bless us with your presence and your knowledge, man. Like real deal, nothing but love here. So thank you so very much.
I appreciate that, man. That hits real nice. I see that. I see that, and I feel that. I appreciate that, Simon.
Good,
For
good.
yourself, Melissa, have a wonderful evening as well, and thanks for having me on the show.
I love you, friend. We'll talk more about Houston.
Absolutely.
All right, for the rest of you watching, we thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe to Dip a Toe, and we will see you next week, next Wednesday, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Please come back and visit us. We thank you all for coming. Have a good rest of your day.